Boy, I'm so great to have you here today. Hey, if you are wondering why you might be having back pain and your doctor only told you that you had a bulging disc, but you're in a lot of pain, you're at the right place because I'm going to explain to you why that can happen today. So glad to have you here. Welcome to Back Talks, everyone. Happy Wednesday. If this is your first time, I want to welcome you. So great to have you here. Please say hello in the comments. And if this is your 100th plus time being with us, welcome back. So great to have you here. Sometimes it can be a little glitchy. Send me a message. So if you see that I don't respond back to you, please just send it again. We're going to be talking about what we just said. How can you have back pain if you only have a bulging disc? Well, the first thing is that most people minimize a bulging disc. And I'm going to explain to you why that you should not minimize your bulging disc today and how it can cause you back pain and what you can do about it. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to explain to you is, and let's get up to here so you can see this a little bit bigger. I want to say thank you to Dr. Gillard for allowing me to use this picture because it explains everything so well. First thing you need to understand is you need to understand what a normal disc is and how it works. So let's take a look at that for a second. And so what you're seeing right here is these outer parts. That's called the nucleus pulposus, or I'm sorry, this is the annulus fibrosus. It is outer rings of the disc. I'll show you this in a model. It's typically made up of about 9 to 15 layers that sit on top of each other like this, and they run in different fibers, so it's very strong. And its job is to keep this nucleus intact. So you can see this nucleus right here. That's the jelly that's inside of your disc. And hey, Marisa, great to have you here. Welcome to the show. So when we look at a model of our spine, I'll show it to you right now. Show you a close-up here if I can. Let's get this guy in focus. When you are looking at this, let's see here. This is the inner jelly right here. That's called the nucleus pulposus. And then here you can see the outer rings of the disc all the way around. That's called the annulus fibrosus. And when everything is working correctly, this jelly on the inside right here should be contained within all these 7 to 15 belt layers around it, and everything should work properly for us. So that's how we are supposed to work. And when we look like this, this is what we're going to look like on the inside. So all the layers, these are each layer that you see right here in these gray bars, all of those should be nicely intact. And one of the things I want you to see right here that I've circled is this stuff is all of these little yellow dots. And all those little yellow dots are called nociceptors. And nociceptors are pain receptors in the outer 1/3 of our disc that come off of a nerve called the sinovertebral nerve. Yes, your doctors probably didn't talk to you about this. Well, they should have talked to you about this because it's super, super, super important. So when everything's working correctly and the jelly, the nucleus is sitting inside, all these outer bands are nice and strong around the nucleus, there's no pressure on all these little yellow sensors. And therefore, if there's no pressure on those sensors, you should not be getting any back pain. However, when those tear, and these can tear, and this jelly can start to push out and start coming out this way, and if it starts to irritate all these little yellow sensors, or some of them, you're going to get a lot of back pain. So let's go look at this next slide here. And this is exactly what you're going to see. So this picture over here was exactly what I just showed you. But here is a picture of an MRI of that exact thing happening. And so this is this person's spinal cord. This is the lumbar 3 unit. And what has happened is there are tears, as you can see right here, to this disc. And what sits in all of that, let's get back and we'll color it the right color, is, remember, all those little pain receptors called nociceptors. that all sit in there. And when that jelly starts to push onto those nociceptors, you're going to get back pain. So why are we talking about this today? Well, the reason I'm talking to you about it is because I just had a consultation with a very nice man, and this was what's happening with him. And this person had lots of bulging discs to his spine, and was also starting to get radiation down into a limb of pain. And those are, those aren't the signs that we want to see. We want to see the opposite of that. And a lot of people don't understand why a bulging disc, because they have a tendency to get minimized by people, and they shouldn't get minimized. Now that you actually know why it's so important, is that sometimes a bulging disc can create more pain than a herniated disc can do. So you got to be really careful and make sure that you manage your bulging disc appropriately. Because when you see what we're seeing right here on this picture, and we're seeing what I just showed you, where you can see all these little yellow sensors like we talked about are all of these over here. Okay? When those get irritated, this is what happens inside your body. And let me grab a model here so I can show you. And so here you can see these outer rings, the annular fibers, especially over in this area, have torn. This jelly, the nucleus, has migrated out to the outer 1/3 of the disc, as you can see here in red. That's where all those nociceptors are. And then when that happens, you're typically always going to get pain in your back. And if it continues to push out more, then it can start to push on that nerve branch that you're seeing right there or right here. And if these are the nerve branches going down into your arms, hands, and fingers, you're going to get numbness or pain. If it's going down into your buttocks, legs, or feet, you're going to get the same thing, but down into your buttocks, legs, or feet as well. So we don't want that happening for you. So what do you do about this? Well, there's a couple things you want to do. Number one, you want to make sure that you're drinking approximately half of your body weight in water per day so that your body can flush the cytokines out. Cytokines are chemical irritants that get produced when the disc tears. It's no different than if your kid skins their knee and they cut it open and it's oozing. That oozing happens inside of our disc as well. It's called cytokine release, and it can really irritate those nociceptors and cause you a lot of back pain. So you want to flush that stuff out. The other thing you want to do is you want to reduce as much inflammation as possible. How do you do that the best way? You ice that area. So ice your neck or low back. Don't get some chintzy little ice pack that's this big. You're going to want something like 10 by 15, somewhere in that range, where you can wrap that all the way around. And get 2 of them so you can put them in your freezer. You can ice for 15 minutes with one of them and then swap it out with the other one for 15 minutes. Ice packs, unless they're extremely good ice packs, only keep their peak cold for 15 minutes, which means that for the rest of the 15 minutes, if you leave it on, it's going to still feel kind of cool and cold to you. Problem is, though, is that it never is going to reduce the inflammation, and that's the whole point of doing this. So swap them out, have 2 big ice packs and swap them out. One for 15 minutes, one for the other 15 minutes as well. Those are going to be some of the best things that you can do immediately. Other things that you can do is, if you're really suffering with this a lot, is if you don't want to deal with it with pain management or surgery, spinal decompression sometimes can be a really good solution for this, but you want to be able to manage the inflammatory processes happening onto those nociceptors and get that calmed down. And then we want to help create a vacuum and suck that disc back in and allow it to heal and stimulate it to heal by great disc nutrition and some other things that we can do. So if you're dealing with this and you're wondering why you've been having chronic neck pain or back pain, and they're telling you that you just have a bulging disc, I hope this explains to you why just having a bulging disc can cause you a lot of back pain. And the big reason is because it's a lot where most of the pain receptors sit at is in that outer 1/3. Can you fix it? Yeah, of course you can fix it. Probably in over 80% of people you can fix it non-surgically. So please don't go get surgery on this stuff, and don't let anybody talk you into it yet. There's so much you can do non-surgically. That's why we created the course Disc University, to teach you and show you and help you do this from the comfort of your home. We have people all around the world having amazing success stories of that happening for them, and we'd love for you to be one of the next ones. So if you or someone that you love, or if you're a mom and you can't be the mom that you want to be, you can't go to work, you're not able to play with your children or take care of them, you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired of having chronic neck pain or back pain, if that's the life you're living, I want to invite you to set up a call with me. You can go right here and you can go to booking.drshawnmcwilliams.com, and you can look at my calendar, see when I have available openings. You can fill out a small form and let me know what you've done so far, if you have imaging of your spine, if you've done PT, injections, orthopedic, physical therapy, whatever the case might be, so I know, so we can have a real conversation. And I'm doing this complimentary still right now. It won't be for long because I'm getting really busy doing this, but as of right now, I'm still doing them complimentary. They will become $197 soon, and probably greater as we get busier and busier. So please take advantage of that. Just go to booking.drshawnmcwilliams.com. You'll see my calendar, you'll see the openings, and it's super simple. Just fill out the small form. Let me know what you've been dealing with. Send me your images if you have images, and you and I will sit down and talk. And I guarantee in 15 or 20 minutes, I'm going to shine a lot of light and a lot of, I think, positiveness into your situation and help give you some amazing guidance. So I hope this really helps. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. I would love to answer those for you today. If not, take advantage of that while I'm still offering it for free, because I won't be doing it much longer. So I hope that hope this has made a difference. I hope that this makes some sense to you and why you can have this. So a lot of times doctors will minimize disc bulges until they become herniations, but you don't want to do it. I've seen a lot of patients actually have severe neck pain or back pain with a disc bulge. And so I want you to understand how that happens and how we can get you functioning and feeling better quickly. So that's one of the ways. Icing, like we talked about, and then we could start doing some spinal decompression if we think you're a good candidate for it. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If it has, I hope you'll subscribe to our channel on YouTube. I hope you'll share these videos on Facebook as well. Please give us a like. Please write us a comment as well. We'd love to answer your questions and be able to bring you more value to your life. So thanks for being here today. If you don't have any questions, I will talk to you next week at the same time, YouTube and Facebook at 1 o'clock. So we were late today. We're having a little functional difficulty, but we got to figure it out, and we are back. So great to have you here, and I'll see you next week.